Now one time, let me tell you about my experience street preaching. Okay, when I was in Bible college, I had a list of things that I had to do for a preaching class. And you had to check, and in order to get an A in the class, you had to do everything on this list. One of them was preaching in a bar. They wanted us to just walk into a bar and just say, hey, can I get everybody's attention, please? And just preach. And I refused to do it because I was scared. I was a baby. No, I refused to do it because I told the teacher, I said, well, I've never been in a bar, and I'm not going to start going to one now. I said, I don't need to go to a bar. You know, I can do that. I can go to those people's door. I don't need to go to a bar. I said, I don't think it's right for me to go to a bar. So I took a B in the class. But one of the things on the list was that I had to go street preaching 3 times. I had to do 3 times I had to street preach. So I was like, okay, you know, I didn't really want to do it, but I was thinking like, you know, I'm gonna do the best I can, you know, and get something out of this. So I figure, well, I'm not just going to go on some random street where there's nobody around. You know, I want to actually have an audience. I want to actually talk to somebody. So I knew about these really big bus stops. Or maybe it was a train stop. I believe it was a bus stop. But wherever it was a place where like 20 people would gather waiting for this bus or train. I forget what it was. And I knew about a couple places like that in South Chicago. So I said, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And I remember I went to one of them. And there's like 20-some people there. And I said, hey, everybody, let me get your attention. I just want to share something with you real quick. You know, I just start preaching the gospel to like 20 people. And everybody's just avoiding eye contact. Like nobody would look at me. Nobody, you know, and I'm preaching away. And they're all just pretending like I'm not there. So I preached for like 5 minutes or whatever. I'm preaching. And it felt kind of weird. But I'm like, you know, whatever. It's homework. You know, nobody likes doing homework. So I'm sitting there preaching, you know. Then I get done. I walk up to one person. After I'm done preaching to like 20 people, I walk up to one guy and say, hey, you know, I said, you know, did you understand anything that I just said? No. You know, were you listening? Not really. And I said, well, you know, do you know for sure if you died today you go to heaven? He said, no. And I said, well, you know, can I just open the Bible and show you? He said, sure. And I won the guy to the Lord. Just by, you know, and I'm just thinking to myself, okay, maybe I could have skipped a step here. You know, screaming at 20 people who thought I was a psycho, who were just trying their hardest not to make eye contact with me or look at me, and just actually walk up to people and talk to them like a normal human being. And you know, it's probably more respectful to do it that way. You know, just walk up and talk to people.